Hey guys, this is Doug again with Fellowship of the Martyrs. I want to do a quick video. I was just watching a video of a brother that I think a lot of on YouTube. Don't know that he knows me. Don't know that we've ever talked. But I kind of troll around and watch some stuff that he has to say, and we seem to say a lot of the same stuff. The difference being he's a little younger than I am, and I've been at this a while. And there's one thing, he was talking about how messed up the church is, and how the church grieves God, and how if you submit to the elders in the church, you're not submitting to God because the whole church system grieves God, and you couldn't be submitting to God because they're not submitting to God, and how messed up the church is. Well, I totally agree with him on everything except the linguistics. And I'm doing this video because I don't think he's alone in this, and I want to urge with love. Sorry, I was eating some chips here. I want to urge with love that people be careful with the words that they use. Because I learned this lesson when people came and rebuked me years ago, when I would talk about the church is messed up, the church is horrible, God's grieved by the church, and somebody would come and say, I don't think you ought to be spitting on the bride of Christ like that. I'm like, I'm not spitting on the bride of Christ. That is not the bride of Christ. I'm talking about Churchianity and the institutional system and all of this corrupt corporation that's been built. And they're like, well, then say that. Don't call it the church if you're not talking about the church. Churchianity is not and never was the church. And it would be good for us to be real careful with our language, because words do matter. And there are elders in the church that do hear God, that do have wisdom, and that aren't a part of the institutional, religious, denominational, factious system that's been built that we've been calling the church, but it's not, and it never was. So I want to reclaim the language, and I want to be careful with my words, because it does matter. And there are people who will be so disillusioned when we talk about how corrupt the church is that they believe there's nothing left. And in fact, there is a glorious, amazing remnant that is out there, that is hearing God, that is led by the Spirit, that is someone that you can listen to, and is not part of Churchianity, and the institutional systems and the corporations and everything that's grown from religion. But relationship with Jesus is different. And those that are in relationship with Jesus, that are following Him, that He is their head, they are the church. And they are just fine. They may be small, and they may be few, and they may be lonely, and they may be broke from selling all they have and giving it to the poor, but they're just fine. And some of them do hear God, and when they speak, it's worth listening to them. On the particular question, do we submit to elders or do we submit to Jesus? You submit to Jesus through whatever vessel He might come out of or speak to you directly. You need to know Jesus well enough to know His voice and to know that He could use just about anybody to speak through at any given moment. I've been rebuked by a 7-year-old little girl that flattened me, straight to the heart, cut to the quick, flattened me. I've been rebuked by a sunrise. I've been rebuked by people that had no business at all having the word of the Lord come out of them, but they looked down over their glasses and said, "Son," and I knew it was the Lord speaking, and I trembled. He can use whatever, and it's our obligation to be close enough to Him and know His voice well enough that we can hear Him and submit to Him, whoever He might speak through, whether it's our wife or our kids or the little old lady in the wheelchair that we meet on Sunday morning sometimes. So I'm not trying to be critical. I'm not trying to do anything except to urge and affirm and encourage everybody to be careful with their words, because the church is a precious thing to Jesus. And the church is something that he's coming for, longing after, and loves desperately. And the church, small as it might be, few and far between as they might be, is just fine. The thing that's been calling itself church and masquerading at church is a whore. That's something altogether different, and we ought to call her what she is. She is a whore. She is not the church, never was the church. So, anyway, from my heart to yours, just as gently as I can say it, I want to encourage the folks that are out there, this brother in particular. I don't know that we've ever talked. I don't know how he feels about me. I don't know if he agrees with me. It doesn't really matter. I see Christ in him, and I love him, and I want to be an encouragement to him. And I'm not saying it to knock him down in any way. And I don't care if he approves the video to be on his channel as a response video or not. I just want to say I love you, and I like what you're doing, and we're for you. God bless you. Bye.